Hey, what's up guys? It's me again, back with another action figure review, and this time I'm having a look at the new MAFEX Knightmare Batman. And MAFEX really knows what they're doing, because I was going to pass on this figure, but they threw in so much other accessories for figures that I already have that it makes it really hard to pass this one up. Like that kryptonite spear for the armored Batman, and that battle damaged armored head sculpt that's in there. They also threw in some stuff for the MAFEX Superman figure. I actually don't have that one, but they threw in a Batman cowl that he can pull off of his head, and a couple other hands for the Superman to grip that mask with. But here's the side of the box. It has that Batman vs. Superman symbol on it and a picture of the figure with its binoculars. On the back here you have the two Batman figures and just Superman's arm protruding out of his cape for some reason, showing how you pull the cowl off. You have another shot of the figure on the side and the front again. So I will take a second and get all this stuff out of the packaging so we can have a closer look at it all. Okay, and the Knightmare Batman is out of packaging, and he stands right at about 6.5 inches to the top of his ears. Okay, now let's have a look at his accessories, and this is going to take half an hour to go through his daggone accessories. He comes with so much cool stuff, and I'll show you my favorite thing first, and it is this kryptonite spear. Now I actually have the armored Batman, and I made a very poor attempt at a custom kryptonite spear, which you kind of think, yeah, it's not too bad, until you put it beside of this one. And then it looks like a kindergartner made it. Actually, I won't put down kindergartners. They could probably make a better one. So I am very glad to have this very nice kryptonite spear with this one. This tip worries me a little bit. I'm afraid it might break easily, so you might want to be careful with that. But not only do you get this kryptonite spear, you get an extra set of hands to actually hold it with the armored Batman. And it actually pops apart here in the center, so those hands can easily slide on. Okay, and another thing you get is this battle damaged armored Batman head sculpt. I love the look of this. Love how it has the eye exposed. Just a really good job on it. And I probably will actually use this to display my armored Batman now. Okay, and before we move on to the other accessories, I will show you the armored Batman with the battle damaged helmet and the kryptonite spear in his hands. Very cool, and to me, this figure was worth buying just for these couple accessories. I think that really makes this armored Batman figure. Why they couldn't have threw those in with him, I have no idea. Like I said, I think it was just an extra selling point for the Knightmare Batman. Okay, and moving on with even more accessories that don't go with this Batman is this cowl, and this is for Superman to pull off of his head. It's a cool looking cowl. I wish they hadn't have put that grip mark in the top of it though, because it kind of looks like it got messed up in the molding process. But that is actually a hand hold for the Superman hand, and it actually comes with another hand for Superman to grip that. So I guess if you did have Superman, that hand does fit on there really well. So maybe the extra glob of stuff is necessary for that. And you also get two more hands for Superman. I really don't know what these are for, but you can't complain with a couple extra hands. Okay, now finally to the actual accessories that go with this Knightmare Batman. We have this very bad Ben Affleck head sculpt. Somehow or another, when he has the Batman cowl on, it looks really good. Just the jawline and mouth is pretty good likeness of Ben Affleck. But then when you go on up, it kind of goes south. You get this pistol, nice little pistol with the white grip. I'm glad it had a different color paint on it and not just black. But it actually goes in his holster right here on his side. Clips right in there, looks good. You also get these gun holding hands for the Knightmare Batman. They have the trigger fingers extended, or you can make him pick his nose with them. You get two of these, hey, how you doing, hands. Nice expressive sculpt on them. You get these really wide opened gripping hands, and these are going to be for those binoculars. Okay, and you get these binoculars. Nice sculpt on them, good paint. I like how the lenses are actually painted in black and it's not all one color. But what is really nice about these is this leather strap on it. That is actually a really flexible leather strap on it. So very cool. We will hang that around his neck now. Okay, and finally, our last accessory is this machine gun. They did an excellent job on the sculpt on this machine gun, but even better is the paintwork on it. Has that Joker symbol on it. Again, this has that flexible leather strap on it. It's got like a rag or some tape on here holding that strap on. Okay, and last we get this MAFEX stand, which I'll assemble real quick. Okay, this stand comes in 3 pieces. To assemble it, you just peg this into the base and then put your clip on the other end. Very simple, very easy to assemble, and there you have it. Man, he came with a ton of cool stuff, but that is it for his accessories. Now on to the figure itself, and I really like this figure a lot more than I thought I would. This was one that I was kind of like, there's no way I'll get that one. But MAFEX was smart that way. They threw in all that other stuff and got people to buy it. And I am not disappointed in buying it just for that other stuff, because this is a really solid figure. It's just a great interpretation of that scene in the movie. The jacket looks good. It looks really like a weathered leather jacket. It's made of a good flimsy material, so it will not get in the way of anything. And it really looks excellent. One issue I am having though is my head wants to pop off very easily. Underneath this scarf there's a ball joint and it just isn't holding real firm. So I may actually have to coat it with something and let it dry and then put it back in there. But this head sculpt looks really good though. I like those goggles, and those do not come off. They are sculpted onto the head, but they look really good. They actually have a clear lens on it. And the outside of that clear lens actually looks like it's full of like sand from the desert. And then this little leather scarf here is actually a separate piece and it's just floating in there. So it shouldn't hinder any kind of movement. Wraps on the forearms look really good. The gloves look good. Utility belt is really nicely painted. Good sculpt on it. I like that black with the gold on it. These ankle joints look really good. I wasn't a fan of the ankle joints on this Armor Batman. You can see how small they are and how bad they look on this one. This Knightmare Batman does not have that problem. They look really good on there. And I can't talk about the Batmans at this moment without saying a rest in peace to Adam West, the old Batman from the old shows. I used to stay up and watch those on Nick at Night, so rest in peace, Adam West. But on articulation on this Batman, I may have a problem with this head as I'm trying to show this. He has a ball joint at the top of the neck, so he can look up about that far. Using both ball joints, he can look down pretty decent. Now I noticed on the torso that it is sculpted very thin with this jacket on it. So they must have had to use a whole new sculpt for that midsection. But on his shoulders, they are on a ball joint inside there, and they will drop down and swivel back and forth. And then they're on that disc there. So they'll go up, down. They will spin all the way around. Just a ton of movement there. You have a double bend at the elbow. The wrists are pegged in and on a disc joint. You do have forward crunch at the top of those abs. It will go back, but the jacket kind of hits the back of the legs. It will also go side to side there. Same movement here at the bottom of the abs, at the waist. It will swivel, it will go forward, it will go back, and it will go all around there. The legs are on a ball joint and a disc, and they will drop down as well. So you can get a little extra movement when you drop them down. So they'll go forward, they'll go back, they'll go out to the side. Good double bend at the knee. And your feet are pegged in on that disc, and they do pivot. And they'll go forward and back, and you do have toe articulation. So along with the great sculpt and accessories on this figure, you also get really good articulation. I just wish the head of mine would stop falling off. But I'm going to take a minute now and I'll get a few poses with this Knightmare Batman. Okay, so that is my look at the MAFEX Knightmare Batman. A really awesome figure, and I just love that they threw in stuff for the other figures in the line. You don't see that a lot with these import figure companies. Paintwork, sculpt, and everything on this figure is just really nice. And again, this is a figure I was going to pass up. Didn't really think that I would want that much. And then I got my hands on it and I really love it. But that is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye for now.